Good morning, good afternoon, and or good day. Thanks for joining me today. My name is Dusty Kennedy, and we're going to talk about ISTE standards and how we can use them to innovate and redefine education. All right, I know what you're thinking. Well, that's a bold claim. Well, yeah, it may be bold, but hopefully, after this presentation, you'll understand that it's possible. Today, we're going to talk about what ISTE standards are and ISTE standards for educators and students. So let's jump right in. As educators, I'm sure you're very familiar with standards. Day in and day out, how can our instruction be designed in such a way to cover the required standards for learning? That's the question we're constantly trying to answer, and that's the problem we're constantly striving to solve. But what are ISTE standards? You see, ISTE stands for the International Society for Technology in Education. And ISTE standards were developed to provide a framework in redefining digital learning, teaching, and leading. These standards promote an innovative learning environment. There are 5 sets of standards. Standards for students, teachers, education leaders, coaches, and computer science educators. Now, I know what you're thinking. Great, another set of standards I have to try to teach to. Well, not really. The ISTE standards are used to enhance your instruction and take it up a notch. They're there to help you reconfigure your current instruction to be more applicable in the digital age. You're still fulfilling your required standards, but you're just adding an extra layer to your instruction. Think of it as ISTE standards as a pair of sunglasses that you view your curriculum design through. You're now filtering your standards through the lens of ISTE standards. According to the ISTE website, the ISTE standards for educators are your roadmap to helping students become empowered learners. The ISTE standards for teachers consist of 24 standards broken into 7 categories. We don't really have time to go into each of the standards, so we'll hit the categories. Again, all of this information can be found on the ISTE website. Links in the description. It's expected that the educator is first and foremost a learner. Never stop exploring technology to improve the student learning. This includes things like setting professional goals, pursuing professional interest, and staying current within research. ISTE teachers are leaders and seek out opportunities in leadership to support student growth and success. Educators shape, advance, and accelerate a shared vision. Educators are digital citizens and inspire students to positively and responsibly contribute and participate in the digital world. This includes creating experiences and safeguarding data and privacy. Collaboration is key. ISTE teachers dedicate time to collaborate with colleagues and students and demonstrate cultural competency when communicating. ISTE teachers must have the ability to design student-centered activities. This means using technology to create, adapt, and personalize learning. Instead of being solely a lecturer, the educator must also be a facilitator and guide learning with technology to support student achievement. Fostering a culture where students take ownership of learning goals and modeling and nurturing creativity. And finally, analysis skills come in handy when allowing educators to understand and use data to drive their instruction. And they take that data to guide progress and communication. Now, these standards are meant as a guide to challenge you to rethink traditional approaches and prepare students to drive their own learning. Explore these standards further by clicking on the link in the description. Next up, student standards. Just as is the case for teachers, there are ISTE standards for students. These are designed to empower student voice and ensure that learning is student-driven. Technology changes constantly. These standards are to help give students the tools to evolve with the technology. There are 28 student standards that make up 7 different categories, so let's quickly review them. Students are encouraged to become an empowered learner, to take an active role in their education. Students learn how to conduct themselves in a safe, legal, and ethical manner in order to become a digital citizen. They cultivate and manage a digital identity and understand how to manage to ensure digital privacy and security. ISTE standards for students encourage critically curating a variety of resources to construct knowledge. This means planning and employing effective research strategies and exploring real-world issues to build knowledge. Students are encouraged to use a variety of technologies to innovate and solve problems, and they're expected to persevere and work with open-ended problems. Students need to be able to develop strategies that leverage technological methods to understand and solve problems. This includes formulating definitions and understanding automation and when to use it. Students need to be able to communicate clearly and creatively across a variety of platforms, tools, styles, formats, and digital media. They need to be able to choose appropriate platforms and tools and publish or present content that customizes their message for intended audiences. And finally, students must be able to use digital tools to broaden their perspective and enrich learning through collaboration, locally and globally. Wow, that's a lot. I mean, again, the standards are meant as a guide. For more information and ways on how you can adopt these standards, check out the link in the description. Well, that does it for today. Listen, I know you may feel overwhelmed right now, and that's okay. If you're intrigued, that's great. But no one expects you to implement ISTE standards for your entire district in one day. If anything, I hope this presentation has been but a doorway for you to step through as you begin your journey to more technology-infused curriculum. Again, I'm Dusty Kennedy, and be sure to check back often for more educational technology content. And until next time, go learn something.